Hello guys, welcome back again. So this story is about a man who was once a billionaire and now he had nothing. If you haven't watched part 1 of this video, the link is in the description. Before starting, like the video, share it to a friend, and yes, subscribe if you are new. So let's begin. The days were quiet now. Aiden, once a billionaire, now lived in a dusty broken house with Emma and their two children, his son Ray and daughter Lily. Emma, once the most admired painter in Miami, had started an online art shop selling custom portraits, but sales were slow. Still, she smiled because giving up, this wasn't in her nature. Aiden had joined a commission based sales job, once a master at closing $1 million deals, now rejected by every single client. He brought home a few $100s each month. It wasn't enough, but he never showed the pain until one night. The dinner was quiet. After eating, Ray looked up and said, "Dad, will I ever get a Lamborghini again?" And Lily added, "And I want a diamond ring, like the one you gave mommy in old pictures." Emma smiled softly and said, "It's late, we both need sleep." That night, Aiden could not close his eyes. Emma, lying beside him, noticed his silence. "Aiden, what's wrong?" she whispered. He broke down. "I cannot even fulfill a simple wish of my own children. I am a failure, a bad husband, and a worse father." Emma held his hand gently. "You made mistakes, we all do, but you are still here, still fighting. That means more to me than any diamond." Tears rolled down Aiden's face. "I promise you, I will rebuild everything. For you, for them, even if it takes everything I had left." The next morning, before leaving for work, Aiden called someone he hadn't spoken to in months. "Harvey, it's me." There was silence, then a warm voice replied, "Took you long enough, brother." After an emotional talk, Aiden shared the truth. "I have got a savings of $25,000 and I have an idea. A platform for indie digital creators to sell art and content directly to their fans. No middleman, clean and fair." Harvey agreed to return as a PR manager. Aiden will be handling the finance of the company now. Aiden worked hard than ever. He took care of his family, cooked meals, did groceries, made time for Lily's bedtime stories, and encouraged Emma's art daily. They weren't rich, but they were at peace. He reached out to investors. 20 of them rejected him. But he studied, refined his pitch, and never gave up. One day, 2 investors said yes. From that moment on, it was fire. In just 2 years, Aiden built a new empire. No loans, no greed, no shortcuts. He bought a modest Mercedes sedan, paid in full. A new home, nothing extravagant, but full of love. One quiet evening, over dinner, Aiden turned to Harvey. "I know it's the past, but I need to know who breached our company back then." Harvey investigated. 2 days later, he called Aiden with a heavy voice. "It was Lucas. He sold our data, used our money to build his own cloud company. That's why we never recovered them back." Aiden filed a petition. Lucas was found guilty of corporate theft, cyber fraud, and identity breach. He was sentenced to 50 years of prison, with all stolen funds redirected to Aiden's company. Justice was finally served. Ray's birthday was near. Aiden remembered his son's wish. He wanted a Lamborghini, and now I can give it to him. He ordered the car. It was arrived on Ray's birthday. The house was decorated. Harvey and his family were there. Lily laughed, Emma smiled, and Ray, he was the happiest in months. Until mid-party. Ray collapsed. The music stopped. Glass shattered. Everyone froze. Aiden and Emma rushed to the hospital. The doctors worked for hours. Then the word no parents want to hear. "I am sorry, Mr. Aiden. Your son had blood cancer. His immune system was severely damaged for living in unsanitary conditions during those years. We tried, but..." Emma collapsed to the floor, screaming. Aiden stood silent, shaking, but tried to be strong. The next day, Dave was buried. Years passed. Emma, Aiden, and Lily learned to smile again. They lived in a beautiful mansion, traveled in private jets, dressed in designer clothes. But one thing always remained. Each month they had a quiet dinner, and the memory of Ray, the Lamborghini he was asked for, now stood gleaming in the driveway. But he was gone. That night, Aiden whispered to Emma, "He paid the most expensive price for my mistake. I wish I could trade everything, to have him back. Emma held his hand tightly. Don't say that. You are not responsible. We have all heard. But we still have Lily. We still have us. And Drake is still with us in every heartbeat. Wealth can be rebuilt, but broken times cannot. Love, loyalty, and family are the only real treasures that never lose value. This story shows that no matter how rich you become, if you lose the people you love, you lost everything. It teaches us that money isn't evil, but neglect, ego, and ignorance of loved ones can cost you the most than money ever could. True success is being present, accountable, and grateful before life teaches you the hard way. Wait, before you leave, let's do something fun. Here's a quick 5-question quiz about the story. This will test how well you are paying attention. Drop your answers in the comments. Let's see who gets all them right.